So, me and Zal decided to be live, but I'll have to add him since he's not here. What do you add someone? Haibo. But Zal better join because he's the one who say that we should go live. I'm trying to add someone. Nhlamulo. Nhlamulo. Oh, is he? Is he? Join now, I think. He's joining. But my Wi-Fi is taking. So it might be. Oh, you're here.
Gilapa, I'm here.
Good. How are you?
But I can't. Wait, let me just wait for this network to.
Okay. I
Yeah,
also have
I'm here.
bad
You good?
network. So let's get straight to the point because people are waiting. People are waiting. And they very don't know what's happening, some of them. So obviously. It's just a few people. So break it down for us. I'm giving it to you.
Okay. Yeah, I really wanted to get this out the way somehow, someday, but I just didn't know how.
Okay.
So now that I got the chance to actually speak with someone who maybe might be on, let me not talk about level of, what's that, intelligence and whatever,
Yeah, don't talk
because
about
everybody
that.
has their own
Don't
views.
give me that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's just say
everybody has their
own view on
their
this
own
thing.
views.
So yeah, it's always like that.
So man, I was saying, I don't know if everybody understands Tonga somewhere somehow, but what I was
Hey,
saying
we're not
was,
a couple.
men.
What do people think?
Now we're not.
We're not a couple.
We're not. We're actually from the same hood, eh? We're actually from the same. This is my little sis, man. This is
Papi,
my little
are you
sis.
not from Bushbuck? You
So,
should know us by now.
oh, it's a
Oh,
malaka,
bias. So yeah.
So what I was saying was, men today,
They
right,
don't respect women.
don't respect women because, guys, what's that, man? Men today don't respect. They don't respect women because women have gotten so easy. Like it's very easy for a man to get sex, and the reason why I'm saying that it's because I think that you didn't understand why I was saying
Okay.
it's easy for men to get sex, and that's why men don't respect women, right? The reason why people get into a
Guys, I'm gonna
relationship
block
with
you
someone.
guys. Let me answer these people. Guys, please, we're not joking here. We're talking about something serious. Don't come and say Kapulio, say.
Don't listen to
No,
them. Don't
seriously,
look at
because
whatever
we
they
both have
say.
partners, and I think that people should respect that. So it's not funny. I'm gonna block them.
Nah,
No, really, I just want to.
forget that.
Yeah, because
Forget
both
about,
me and you
forget.
were partners. So I don't want like those kind of things. So yeah, we can carry on.
Nah. Okay. I was saying, women have gotten so weak, man. I think it's women have gotten so weak. It's very easy for a man to get sex, and a man respect because I'm a man. I know, I'm a man. A man will respect a woman who respects herself more than a woman who goes around sleeping with everyone they meet. That's what I was saying.
But
That back in the days, remember my post said back in the days, men respected women because they respected themselves. And it was actually hard for a man to actually get into those pants. You had to work for you to actually that girl that you want to say,
now good.
you get me?
Mara,
Mm-hmm.
still,
So we
I don't think so, man. I just that I can't talk a long time.
why?
When you say that,
No, relax.
men
Mm-hmm.
respected women because they used to get
Mm-hmm.
like sex, they wouldn't like get it the easy way. Don't you think
Mm-hmm.
that maybe that's something that maybe was taught to? I don't know how to explain it, but I just feel like it was. I could read some kind of laws or whatever of which people are learning now.
No.
Because I just feel like sex, women back then, it was a thing I could maybe they used to view it go, okay, I have to respect myself. I don't know. Maybe they were saying it like that. I have to respect myself so that when I give myself to him, he can view me as this distant girl and all that. Of which I feel like for now, not that women don't respect themselves. I'm not saying all of them. I don't know. I don't know all of them. But I just feel like some women are having sex with themselves. And I feel like men should accept that. Rather than, because back then it was a marriage thing. It was just a marriage thing back then. For me, I just feel like that. It was a marriage thing. I go, you have to be just there and you'll be married to this family and then that's it. Now it's not the case. Women are having sex for their own pleasure. And I feel like men should accept and respect that.
So where you think women back then were not having sex for themselves? Is that what you're saying?
Not really, not entirely. I don't think it was not entirely.
What are you saying
really.
then?
Because even if before someone gets married, from what I've heard, they'll take you, of which people still say today, yeah, if you don't give him sex, you need to play, like you need to sing in the bedroom, all these kind of things. I just feel like women have always been pushed to please a man so that at least they can keep him, of which is I don't know really. I don't know. That's how I feel like women have always been pushed to be perfect so that the men can be pleased, so that they can be married, they can be. I don't know. I feel like their lives were just
so you think
men. It was just their lives being.
You think men were not being pushed to be perfect?
From the look of things now and how it was back then, maybe some.
No, it's not one.
Depending.
Book.
I think it used to vary
back in the days.
Families. Maybe some were teaching them, but I feel like most were not. It was women who were always taught to be the good wife, and men even taught that. I don't think so.
Born as a man, let me tell you something. As a man, you are expected to be, back in the days, you are expected to be strong.
Okay.
So now I'm going to take you back to the basics of life. Right now, I'll take you back to the basics of life. I'm not going to, because we are part of nature. We are animals, right? You are an animal. I am an animal.
Yeah.
Do you know how gorillas and monkeys and whatever, do you know how they live in the wild?
Not really.
In order for a man, like let me say a male gorilla, right, to mate, in order for that male gorilla to mate with the female gorillas, he has to be an alpha gorilla, which means he has to beat each and every other gorilla in the clan. You can find a family where there's 5 gorillas which are males and 5 gorillas which are females, right? So that does not mean that there are 5 couples. No, it means that there's one alpha gorilla who's the male. You understand?
I get that.
Who is banging? One. I'm coming back to the basics. Underman, I know the basics. I'm trying to give you the basics. Yeah. I'm coming back to the basics of life. When I was telling you, it's not rules that men came up with. These are not rules that women of today, you think that men wrote everything that is happening now a woman is supposed to do. It's not that, it's nature. It is nature. A woman is supposed to respect herself.
It's nature, okay, but I just feel like even though it's nature, still there were humans came obviously and added something there. That's why
because that's how we had to write it down. Human beings had to write it down so other people can know. A woman,
they wrote it in favor
so
of
other
men,
people can
and
know.
We need to accept that. And these are things that we're still fighting today. They wrote it down. It's okay. It's good. But I feel like most of these laws, societal laws, they somehow in favor of men, and we know that. That's why
they're not in favor of men. Women get the best of everything.
Maybe now.
Women get the best of everything.
Not really.
Not maybe now. Even back then. Really. Man, as a man, if I want to go on a boat, if I want to ride a boat, let's say today, what do I need to do for me to get on a boat? I need to buy a boat. A woman, for her to get on a boat, she just has to look pretty.
But I don't understand. I don't understand.
That's why I'm telling you, women have always had it. Vaughn, a woman is always valued. A woman gets better things than men can ever have. That's why even the law in South Africa or around the world, it favors women over men.
But
maybe there are a lot of guys who are in jail.
Which is a good thing.
There are a lot of guys who are in jail because of crimes they did not commit.
But
because the law favors women and children, it does not favor a man. A man has to be. That's why a woman is it's not an object. Well, a woman is an object. A woman is not an object. A woman is a trophy to a man. A woman, a real man.
Most actually. I don't.
No, a woman is a trophy. Wait, a trophy like a cup. Wait, cup.
I don't think so.
That's a woman. It's a trophy. Men,
to a certain extent also. Because, okay, let me break it down. Okay, for people who just joined, we're talking about the respect men have for women as compared to back then. Eh? And you raised a thing, I think let's stick to that for now. Also, we'll discuss that because it's just a broad topic, I guess.
It's a very huge topic.
Yeah, it's broad. So the thing is, okay, you're saying that women do not get as much respect as they used to get back then because back then they used to
compared to now.
Okay. So I mean, my argument is men, like, I don't know, actually people, I feel like people back then, people back then,
you said men have never respected women.
Some, I mean, I believe some.
That's what you said. That's what you said. And you said women were hiding their feelings. That's what you said, right?
Even today, if ever a woman, but I want the song word for it. Expose, embarrass. I expose that I don't know for doing something like cheating. Let me just say cheating. If ever it happens and a woman expose her, but I'm I did lost that kind. No, this used to happen. If I know who protect them, even when the man has done something very like out of hand. So I feel like for now it's not the same case, and men should also accept that.
Well, so Vaughn, problem now you talk. And then, man, when I tell you something, you don't really want to listen to what I'm saying.
Listening. I just
because you don't want, because you are scared. You are scared that I'm going to convert. I'm going to convert you.
Look, okay. I mean, I'm trying to stick to the topic as much as possible. The respect thing.
I'm sticking to the topic. I'm sticking to the topic as well. But because I know a lot. Vaughn, it's because I'm older than you and I know a lot.
Okay,
so I'm trying to give you examples. I'm trying to give you other examples. Examples. Example. This is the example that I'm trying to show you.
Example, the topic that we're talking about, respect.
Yes, respect. And then now, Vaughn, you said, let's say a woman calls out her man for cheating, right? That's what you said.
Yeah.
So, well, to you, that showed a man does not respect his woman if he slept with another woman. Yeah. You think that shows he does not respect a woman?
I'll feel very disrespected. Because that's how a man will feel.
For you.
Because that's how you will feel. If you find out your woman slept with another man, would you feel like, yeah, and she still respects you? No. So, I mean, that's how I feel.
No, I won't feel like she respects me. I won't feel like she respects me.
I would never.
So, and then, okay. So, let's break it down. Let's break it down. Can we break it down? Yeah. Remember the gorillas that I was telling you about?
Okay.
We're taking it back to nature, back to the basics, right? Because we are animals.
Let me disturb you there.
You're trying to cut me off. You're trying to cut me off. You're trying to cut me off.
Remind you where it started, the gorillas thing. You started the gorilla story when you were speaking about men have always were expected to be strong. So
now I can also relate it to what we are talking about now, because it's still the same thing, right? So as we were saying, where we could cheating right now, right? We're talking about cheating,
and the disrespect
in the history, with the respect that comes with that, right?
The disrespect that comes with
disrespect that comes with cheating. So as I was saying, in the wild, and it's not only the gorillas, all the other animals, there is 5 male gorillas, 5 female gorillas, right? It's not 5 couples. It is one gorilla who is the alpha gorilla, who is having sex with the 5 female gorillas. The other 4 male gorillas, they don't have the mating rights. They are not alpha males.
Okay.
You understand?
Can you stop there, like for a minute?
Yeah, we're talking.
No.
Yeah, wait. Let me get my point through. Let me get my point through. You will question me after.
Gorillas don't have
You'll question me
feelings as
after.
compared to women. I think we also need to.
Hey, there's nothing that doesn't have
fun.
feelings.
You
There's
to
nothing that doesn't have
that.
feelings.
No, it's not the same. It's not the same.
There's nothing that does.
It's not the same.
The
You need to accept
problem
that
there's no thing here. It's not the same.
fun.
You are a person. You are an animal. You are an animal.
Because I don't understand how.
I'm okay. What must I compare you with then? Aren't you an animal?
I don't understand how gorillas feel, and I feel like we should also consider.
Aren't you an animal?
That I'm an animal, but
aren't you an animal?
We know how humans are. We different from all the other animals.
How are you?
We're not like them. Hence, we're not living in the wild. We'll be living dead Kruger if ever like we were like them. So I feel like we should also consider that gorillas don't have.
Well, man, I was trying to tell you, Kuri, cheating. It's not cheating. Back in the days, man, back in the days, it's not cheating. Back in the days, a strong man is known to have even more than 5 women. From back in even in the Bible, it's there.
It's fine.
It is there. But you
need to understand that. Consider the feelings of people here, because it's like if ever you
feelings of people. What feelings?
If ever there's a certain okay, I won't mention countries because I don't want to be bad, but to go to country like Africa, of which there's this, I don't know, it's a practice where children are beaten at a young age and they have this lines. It looks very painful, of which is culture, and I feel like they should eliminate that. It's the same thing that we're talking about here. Just because something used to happen in the past, it doesn't necessarily mean that it was not hurting people. So that's what we're trying to eliminate at this point. So I feel like if ever men want to continue, I don't know, maybe proceed, but I'm gonna keep talking. If men want to continue being like this, it's not fair. Zai. Let me just. But either way, for everyone who's here, I mean, I don't understand this whole thing. Men still want to stick to the olden ways of doing things in the name of its nature. How are men feeling about that? They don't consider that. You cannot say that. You cannot say, hey, gorillas also have feelings and all that. Yes, it's something that maybe you think you know, but we need to understand thing. We need to understand, I was still saying that, we need to understand that just because something was normalized in the past doesn't mean that it was not hurting.
It's not being normalized. It's not being normalized. It's like normalized
in the past, it doesn't necessarily mean that it was not hurting people. Even if it's nature, we can always see that, because now I feel like we know better. We cannot compare.
That's why, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. The reason why we will never have a female president, is because women, they drive everything with their feelings.
Yeah,
and the feelings are just temporary. These are just temporary things. That's why you will never run a country. I will never trust a female pilot. I will never trust it, because the moment you see a dark cloud, you say, oh, I'm feeling scared. And then we will all die. You understand? That's why women never went to war. That's why women never went. People are trained for that, but as a man, I will never trust a female pilot. And it's not that I am sexist or anything. Men.
It's not like even these male leaders are doing well, G. We see how.
I'm not saying they're doing well. I'm not saying they're doing well. That's not what I'm saying.
Maybe those feelings, if ever they put a woman out there, maybe those feelings at some point can help us. I don't know. Because people are trained for this kind of things. It's like being a psychologist.
People are trained.
We trust a female psychologist because women they bring in feelings to everything. People are trained for those kind of things.
You guys bring feelings to everything. You can't.
When it comes to our occupations, women are trained for that. We cannot. Everyone actually, not women, men, women, whatever. But I'm still saying this to this day: women get hurt from this cheating
And I
thing.
saw a comment.
And in as much as you guys can want to normalize it, it's bad and it's hurting women.
We are not normalizing it.
That's
It's
why women
nature.
are depressed.
It
They're
is nature.
sick,
Where in
and
the
all these
history?
things.
Where in the history?
Where?
Man, I don't want you to justify. Where in the history have you ever heard a woman has been respected for sleeping with different men? That's what I was saying.
Know.
Topically, there is no way you're going to find Kokuna Wansati back in the days are respected for sleeping with different men. But there are a lot of powerful men who have. Mara, do you get what I'm saying with where I'm going with this? The world was better back then than it is now.
I feel like you also don't.
We have not normalized.
No,
it is just nature.
It's not
even
nature.
The animals, they tell you that.
It's not nature.
Even the animals, they tell you that. I was giving you an example with gorillas. Look at the lions. Look at the monkeys. Look at the everything else.
It's mentality. If
I normalize one, it's how it is.
God wanted it to be like that, He would have created Adam, Eve, Sarah, all these women to show that a man needs a lot of women. I feel like if we take it back to that.
Okay. All right. Sharp. Do we have a lot of men like compared?
A lot of women.
You don't know. There are a lot of women on earth than there are men. So who's supposed to sleep with those other women?
They'll sleep with themselves. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know. I feel like no. I feel like
you see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like you guys are arguing for.
I feel like that's crazy, and it's very selfish.
It's not crazy.
And it sounds dumb, also.
It's not being selfish. You guys are the ones who are selfish.
No.
Women are the ones who are selfish. Because you cannot women cannot be more than men, and then you want a man to have one woman. Mara, you guys are more than us. Like there's more of you than there are men. But you want a man to have one woman.
I don't know.
But you guys are. Let's check the stats now. Let's check who is supposed to sleep with those other women. If you're saying a man should stick to one woman,
don't worry.
Who's supposed to?
Don't worry about that.
You see that the people who are selfish, Ivoma?
It's a pride month. It's a good thing. We have lesbians and all that. So don't. Now at this age.
We have lesbians.
At this time.
Try the lesbian. A lesbian can never satisfy a woman the way a man can satisfy a woman. It will never happen. It will never happen. It will never happen.
The thing a man has to cheat because there are a lot of women. It's a very.
He is not cheating. He's not cheating. He's just satisfying the women who are there because God has made more women than men for a reason. The reason why God made women more, like there's a reason why. Why don't you guys just look? Because you women, that's what I'm saying. Women, you bring feelings to everything.
Did God tell you guys?
You bring feelings to everything. Do you know who's God?
Yeah, I know him.
That's the first question.
Yeah, I know who God is.
Who is he?
He's my father.
He's your father. You're also God.
I don't know that. I don't want to argue that. I don't argue religion.
You're also God.
Because I believe everyone believes in whatever they believe.
Do you know that in the world there's no sin?
I don't argue those kind of things. The one of that one you argue alone. I really don't. Because I want to be.
I don't argue. No. I'm just trying to give you
because I know
things that are practical.
I don't want to.
Where there's nothing practical that you gave me. There's nothing practical that you gave me. You have not related anything to nature. You have not. I took you to nature. And I even told you, women. So I ask you, who's supposed to sleep with those other women?
Who's supposed to sleep with them? I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know. You don't care. You don't care.
I really don't.
Because you bring feelings into everything.
I don't care.
That's why you don't care.
Yeah.
You see? So that's why I'm saying it's not cheating. Women, look, if we were equal number of men and equal number of women, each and every man would have one woman. Do you understand? Each and every man would have one woman if we were an equal number of men and women. Each and every man would have one woman. But because it's 10 to 1 woman, and that you will never change.
It's fine.
You will never change it. You will never change it. You will never change it. No matter how you can say it's cheating or it's whatever, you will never change it. And I understand you guys have your own independent thoughts. and
I feel
whatever,
like you guys
because the
don't
world
understand.
has allowed you guys to talk now better than back then, as you guys say, right? And remember, back then they were not happy. Mara, we had the most successful families back then
I
than we
never
do
ever
now.
tolerated
But you're telling me women back then were not
the
happy,
problem.
but we had the most successful
We need
families. We
to
were raised
tolerate
by
shit
happy women.
today.
We were raised by, you know, that's why I'm saying.
Because
I saw someone a comment. I was like,
they have
you're
this high
still
level of
small.
tolerance, of which Mina, I can't have it. Mina, I
You
can't be
guys don't
strong.
have because you're weak.
That's
You're
why
weak.
people,
Women of today are
I
weak.
don't, yeah, and I'm proud of that.
It's like the men. You're fine.
I have
The
no,
men of today and
you
the
still
women
don't,
of
you don't
today
allow me to
are
talk.
weak.
I have no desire to
It's
be
the
a
same.
strong woman. Mina, for me personally, I don't have that. I don't have that desire to be a strong woman, and I'm not even going to. It's not an embarrassment for me. I don't want to lie
I'm
to
not
you, but
saying you should be
I have
embarrassed.
no desire
A
to be
woman is not
strong.
supposed to be strong, but you're supposed to be taken care of,
No, but we're
pampered.
saying that
You
because they
understand?
wanna. We're saying we're weak, so it means those ones back then who used to be
Because
were
you cannot
strong.
look.
Mina, I don't want to
If
be
a man
strong
sleeps
back.
with another woman, to you, that's the end of the world.
Mina, I don't want to
If
be
a man sleeps
strong.
with another woman, that's the end of the world. Yeah.
Mina, let me also tell you something of which most men
Yeah.
don't want to consider
Mm-hmm.
today. The whole.
Okay.
I want to believe when you say that a man has to have a lot of women, you are referring to polygamy. It's fine. But the way today,
That's just a term.
whether you deny or unjani, the way men used to do it back then in a respectful manner, it's not the way men are doing it today. A man will just cheat on you with whoever, and it doesn't even get. Because I believe back then, if you wanted a second wife, you would have to maybe consult with the family or the wife. I don't know the entire procedure, but that's how in a respectful manner. Now a man just goes out there and cheats, and then that girlfriend, the attack lawyer, and then the next thing will break street and all that. Men don't respect themselves. And I feel like even today, okay, polygamy, there are women today who still, I once made a poll on Instagram for those who have me on Instagram. I was asking women, would you consider polygamy? And they were like, cool, yeah, now consider it. And I feel like it's something that some women will consider. It's not something that I want, but most women will consider it in a respectful manner. I feel like men today want to have a lot of women, but they don't want to follow the procedure of their forefathers. It's wrong.
Exactly.
It's not right.
Exactly.
It's not right.
Exactly. I agree with you 100%. It's not everyone who can be in a polygamous relationship.
I know women who want to be in polygamy. I've seen it in girls
Exact.
that I
That's why,
know
look, man,
myself.
Bon,
But do it in a
may I
respectful
agree with
manner.
you.
And also do it considering the
I
fact
agree.
that sometimes you can be a man and you want to have a lot of wives, and you're thinking your wife doesn't agree to that. You need to obey that. You need to, those were laws according to what I've heard. So you need to respect that. If ever like and then that's it. But today, it used to be a back then thing. Do you even understand?
Bon.
And also, polygamy, you my queen. Why was it like that back in the day? I ended in such polygamy. I feel like men just do it because they just want to have sex. Really, because that's the only factor. That's a thing that's bringing into polygamy.
The biggest mistake that you're making.
For generational wealth. It's not to.
The biggest mistake that you're making is thinking that polygamy back then was created because of this.
They're just doing it for sex. You say, all of you men who are older, I want to have a lot of women. Why? If we ask you, you just want to have sex.
What?
Are you rich? No. No, you just want to have sex. And that's the problem.
Just want to have sex.
They just want to have sex. That's why they want a lot of women.
So what's wrong?
They want to have sex with a lot of women. They don't consider the
What's wrong with having sex with a lot of women is what I was asking.
What's the benefit?
What's wrong with having sex with a lot of women?
I feel like it's not wrong if ever, I don't know, if ever they're willing for that. If ever they know themselves and they're willing to, then it's cool. It's your problem, or it's your, I don't know what to call it actually. It's somewhere middle. It's like if you, it's someone, women are not too weak. So
can I tell you something? Can I tell you something?
Yes.
Polygamy is not something that was started because
Mm-hmm.
It was not started because. It's something that has always. Polygamy is just a term. A man and a woman, or a man's relation with different women, it's nature. That's why if we go back to the basics, there's no any because where you are an animal, I'm an animal. There's no animal that is ever going to settle down with just one partner who is a male or an alpha male. You need to be an alpha male in order for you to have that thing polygamy.
Why?
That's why
For
it
sex.
was only rich.
Why?
It's not for
It's for
sex.
sex.
It's not
It is
really
for
for.
sex.
It's not
Oh,
really for
okay,
sex.
okay.
It's not
Let
really.
me tell you my
Well, if I say I want
understanding.
5 children now, if I can say I want 5 children now, which is with Angela Gourmet, I can't be able to carry 5 children. What am I supposed to do?
Let me tell. I don't know what you're supposed to do.
So, man, I shouldn't have my 5 children because where you feel like you can't have 5 children.
Let me tell. You made a thing, an example of gorillas, which is nature. Mina, according to my understanding, for now here, because I didn't even know about that, I feel like maybe things are like that.
Go and research.
Maybe things are like that simply because since back then, since the beginning of time, what do you call it? Kukula shaka, as I said, hence polygamy. Kukula shaka
Exactly.
But how are you guys doing it? That's the thing. How are you doing it? Are you following the procedures that have to be followed? Okay,
there is no procedure. There's actually no procedure. There's no procedure. There's no procedure.
There's no way you can if ever in everything as humans,
there is no procedure. Those things are just terms.
As humans,
those are just terms.
It's not something we can run from. We have procedures as humans. We are not gorillas. There's a way we do things, and these rules were set by our forefathers, I believe. But today, men want the benefits that our forefathers had, but they don't want to follow the good procedures that those ones used to follow. That I'll never understand.
And I agree now. It's not every man who can be in a polygamous relationship, but most. It's not every man who can. Selfish in Jan. How are we selfish? Jan. Selfish in Jan. How do sex? Are you talking about sex?
I'm talking about sex because most men today, they want a lot of women simply because they want to have a lot of sex. They want sex with different women. Okay? And it's
so you guys don't want men to have. You don't want men to have sex with a lot of women.
In a proper way, you need to get married.
You don't want men.
You need to get married. You can't just go out there and just have. It means you don't respect yourself.
So Menawe, what? Let's say Menawe, we are girlfriend and boyfriend. Menawe, we are girlfriend and boyfriend, right? We are not married.
Okay.
So if I go out and have sex with someone else, isn't that the proper way? Because Menawe, I shadang.
Isn't that a proper way?
We need to get married
by doing that. Since we're also on the
topic of
respect, are you respecting yourself as a man?
I am respecting. I'm a man. That's why I asked you, vavasati mitele ku tlula vavanuna. If another woman who doesn't have a boyfriend or a man comes to me, I don't have a man. What am I supposed to do?
In most cases, that doesn't happen.
That doesn't happen, yes, but we can be able to spot them. She's single, so she can also be mine.
You guys will just meet because on the street, and then you don't even know her, where she comes from.
So if she says she's single, what am I supposed to do? If she tells me that she's single, what am I supposed to do?
Haibo. It's not like you guys ask that, and you don't care about that. That's why you make it seem as if you're not living in South Africa. Because the man will just make you out.
I am living in South Africa. I know.
That you have a boyfriend. You will still insist.
He's gonna insist, right? He's gonna insist, right? It's nature. It's nature. As I was telling you, it's nature. That's why I go back to the gorillas. Watch those things and learn how the animals. We are animals. The moment you try to run away, the moment you try to run away from the fact that you are an animal, that's why you always have a lot of problems. Because you won't understand how we operate. You are not a gorilla, I know, but you're an animal.
We humans.
As a human being, are you a plant or an animal?
Am I what?
Which is the proper way? Are you a plant or an animal?
I'm an
You're
animal.
an animal. And you only have plants
But
and
I'm not a
animals,
gorilla.
right? You're an animal.
I believe even lions or
Don't
like
run away.
no, I'm not a gorilla.
Lions. There's one alpha male lion who has sex with 7 lions who are females.
Yeah,
And then there are 7
they are
other
wild.
male lions
They
that
are
are
wild.
not allowed to have
They
sex.
are wild animals.
They are wild.
I'm
That's
not
where do you come from? Pella, wild is just a term. Wild is just a term. You
It's
also
just a
come from
term
the
that
wild. Because our
differentiates.
forefathers,
That differentiates.
where do our forefathers come from? When they from the wild?
I don't know.
When they living in the wild?
That's why I wanted to mention that thing about they were human. I don't know because I didn't study the history and all that. But kuna different.
That's what you need to go and study history, man, before you have those conversations.
Someone please enlighten me on the comments. But there were human sapiens, there's human whatever from back then. We've evolved.
So you think those people had flats back then?
I'm not gonna compare myself with people who lived 1 million years ago. I'm not gonna do that. I'm here.
That's why we are always. That's why I'm saying. That's why we're always going to have a lot of problems because you don't. It's automatic. It's automatic.
We have evolved. That's why there's evolution.
What?
We have evolved.
We have evolved. How have we evolved?
Some things are extinct now.
How have you evolved?
Certain laws.
Evolving, just like breathing. You was one. How you breathe. How you breathe. How you breathe. It will never evolve. You breathe the same way as your forefather from 1 million years ago. That's how he used to breathe. That's how he used to smile. That's how he used to laugh.
It's not the same.
Do you understand?
Thing. It's not the same thing.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
That's why nobody team. The human sapiens, the humans whatever. We have evolved throughout the centuries, and I don't know.
You have not evolved. Human beings are the way they were 1 million years ago. You have not evolved. That's why even today there are men who have a lot of women. Because even back then there were men who had a lot of women.
Okay.
So the problem now that we have now is because we have given women social media, right? So they are able to base their views. And they were given what? Independence. Like you can be independent as a woman. That's why now we have women who are saying it's wrong for a man to have a lot of women. Even though they know the ratio of a man to a woman. Don't you know the ratio? It's 10 to 1.
I don't know. But
go and research.
But we need to understand one thing. First thing first, there's no help because even today, that's why country so because we're ruled by these old people who are still applying social card. That's why in gay machine. That's why that's why in every there should be new blood.
Don't run away from who you are.
No.
Don't run away from who you are. If you run away from who you are and try to adopt, don't adopt somebody else's way of living.
We're not the same.
People who lived 1 million years ago were 1,000 times smarter than us. Do you know that?
I don't know.
You know that? Pella, you guys, you think today because you guys we have smartphones and the iPhone and whatever, you think we are smarter than the people back then. People back then, they built the pyramids. People today still can't explain.
Even today,
you can okay? Can we go to the internet right now?
You cannot say today.
Go to the internet right now. That's why people back then were smarter than people today. That's why people today are dumb. People today, they're dumb.
I know a lot of smart people. There are a lot of smart people.
Smart people, John, you cannot be smart and live your own culture. That's not being smart. And forget your culture. You forget being black and you adopt somebody else's culture who just came from wherever they come from and you think you're smart.
Even if they're dumb people, as you're mentioning, but it doesn't necessarily mean that today's people are not smart. You cannot say that. Because when
they're not smart. To me, they're not.
People used to be more smart back then. It's wrong.
Yes, exactly. Because they used to
that. I don't know.
Why? Why don't you agree?
Because it's not true.
Why don't you agree?
How
is it not true? What evidence can you show me that people today are smarter than people back then?
You spoke of
what is it that you can show me?
You brought architecture to this whole thing. People today
exactly.
Still,
there's not even
and it's evolving. It's getting better and better. Or maybe it's changing.
There's not even one person of today.
There's no one person
that you there's not even one person today who knows how to build a pyramid.
Yeah, it's
So
fine.
you want to tell me that these people of today are smart?
Because they know whatever is going to help us today, or which is still good.
Are they smart?
That's one where you're focused on things of the past,
you guys,
which they're not even helping us in any way. From the laws are not.
That's why.
Us. I'm not saying all, but most don't. You cannot. That's why you cannot come here and say people today are not smart because they cannot build pyramids. I mean, like,
to me, one.
To you.
To you. It's not one. If you are smart, right?
Because they
if you are smart,
there's no
if
way.
you are smart,
people are very smart. We see a lot of buildings every now and then. Very beautiful things. So we
a pyramid is not something that you can just. A pyramid is not something that you can just. It's
fine.
Something like that. Do you know how tall those things are? Do you know the?
I don't know how tall, but you cannot say people are not.
But I understand you don't know your history.
Pyramids. It's wrong. Because even today, there's this building, I don't know the name, Dubai. It was built by people of today. That's just how intelligent people are today. We're not the same.
I know.
Yes, we're not the same as those ones, and it's fine. It's not a competition. We've evolved.
That's why those ones back then.
And that's a good thing. So
those ones, and we have evolved.
People who live 1 million.
We have evolved to be suppressed.
I'm not saying that
we have evolved and became
Dama. That one I don't understand.
Okay, let me rephrase. We are the people of today are smart, but they are not smarter than people back then.
I don't know that. It was not. Science says otherwise.
May I have a lot of facts. I have a lot of facts that I can give you today.
Science says otherwise, because those were things that.
May I have a lot of facts.
Those were things.
I have a lot of facts.
Those were things that were proven.
I have a lot of facts.
Not just between me and you, like this talking.
Proven by what? By science.
Yeah.
By science.
Yeah.
Science.
Yeah, science.
By science.
Yeah.
And you trust science
I do.
Than you trust your culture. I understand science is, but I'm not saying people of today are like they don't know anything. We know things that we need to know for us to survive.
Good. And that's the bottom line. You cannot expect me to know a pyramid. A pyramid that was. What am I gonna do?
You won't understand because you won't understand. You won't understand. I understand because you don't know your history.
That knowledge.
You don't know your history.
Nothing. We're evolving. We're going forward.
You don't know your history.
Has to help us today and tomorrow. I cannot know something else. It helped people back in the day. It helped them. It's fine. They were smart. It's okay. I mean, I'm gonna know the knowledge that I have to know today to go forward and pass it down to my children and to
knowledge today. That's why will always have a lot of problems because you forget your past. You don't know your past. That's the relationship. If a man sleeps with another woman, it's cheating. You should consider the feelings, blah blah blah. And I told you, do you know the ratio to a man to a woman? Don't you know that it's 10-1? I don't know, but you want to say it's unfair. You want to, but yeah, whatever I was saying. Maybe we would have a better conversation.
I don't know.
Because why you guys want to forget your history? Don't forget your history. Don't forget your history. You are always going to have a lot of problems if you forget your history.
Okay.
You will have a lot of problems.
I have a problem with people who want to think. They always want to follow each and everything that was done in the past. And they don't look at how it's affecting people today and how it's affecting the way we're living. I feel like that has always been my argument from the get-go.
Why we have a problem with the way things were done in the past?
We can know history. I don't have a problem with everything that was done in the past. But I want us to understand that people who lived in the past, they were like us. They were people. They're not some angels who were perfect. Ne? They've set those rules, it's fine. But there are certain things that needs to change. Simply because they were humans and it used to work for them for whatever reason. Tina, if it's not working for us, why don't we change? And the next generation that comes, if it doesn't work for them, change. That's the whole thing. That's what has to happen. Because if ever not moved our
what you're saying?
And also, as I was saying, the laws that today, not a kale, obviously, the laws that today, and then I just feel like people don't want to follow the exact. If ever you want to stick to history, it's fine, but stick to it entirely. Don't stick to it only things that benefit you. Ne? When you want to stick to
history,
don't stick to things that benefit you only. Stick to everything that came with those rules and how it used to be done. In fact, it's cool. We can stick
people
to
like me. People like me who know their history. People like me who know their history, right? People like me who know that there is nothing, like there is literally nothing that you can show me that happens today that I cannot base it on history or compare it to history, because I know my history and I know that everything that's happening today is a product of the history. I mean, where you're a product of history.
I know.
So why you want to say there's everything, man? People who know their history, man, everything I can base everything on history and show you how it can work even today.
I mean, I don't know, Shem. Because
there's nothing that you can actually tell me uku. That's why ashikona shishaku wankombisa show shaku maybe ngaku history I get apply ka show. That's why I always tell people to learn their history. History applies everywhere. History applies everywhere.
On the marriage and polygamy thing, I've made an example of and that's why if ever people today, I don't care about what happened in the past in most cases, because I want to learn whatever. Okay, I want to learn whatever used to happen, but certain things and I'm going to unlearn that most definitely. Those laws that were placed, some of them at the benefit of Avanuna and at the benefit of Avanuna and
where you actually and this is while women always got the benefits everywhere. Like a man had to wake up every morning in the past. I am my end. I achela golid. Achela lang one side.
Because
come on. So why are you saying us benefited while men suffered more than women back then? Why are you saying it benefited women?
They suffered because they wanted to suffer. Look, just like today. Today that day because we wanted to feel this type of way, Jay, of which is still there today.
No, it's not there. Ungavuli ukuba banona babenefita swilo babenefita ka swilo hinkwaswo while women men byela that ambinamuntlha you get the benefits of everything. Look, on Father's Day, you won't even see an advert on TV. You Father's Day, Happy Father's Day. But on his Women's Day, you see. That's the present. That's the present that you're talking about, right? I know where you deal with.
I don't care much about.
Say I kurumi you wanna say the benefits.
Okay.
I kurumi and Johnson Mukisa, right?
Okay.
There's never been a boy walking take win I swatch in Shaku Barukuna Oprah's boys' school or whatever. But there's been a lot of girls who were taken from our school, and there were boys who were smarter than them. But those boys, because they were just boys, they could not benefit from that. But a woman would benefit from that. Do you understand?
Did you guys address it?
You address how are we going to address while the world favors women over men?
You cannot come and cry about something you didn't like speak about.
Oh, you're my daughter. Mara, you're saying, Uri baba nona, ba benefit of clover sat. I'm trying to show you, women will always benefit more than men.
Maybe.
What this is one nona so bo agudla, one nona ite agudla. A woman agudla nchumu. It is what it is. It is what it is. It's what it is. So if you come to me and say, "Bon, where don't ever say for women, but
I don't know how though. Which is not even possible.
your argument is not. You don't have a you don't have a concrete argument, because you are saying men benefit more than women. Mara, you have not even showed me one thing. Tell me one thing that men benefit more than women. Show me one. I already told you a lot of things. Well, tell me one now. So how do we benefit more than you guys? If you can't even show me one thing.
We're talking about things in the past. Benefit. So I don't know.
I benefit. You
guys were suffering. Did you ever bring that up? No. It's not a problem. Because
so how benefit how are we benefiting? How are we benefiting? Hey! Hey! Maja! Hey! Mara, someone. How are we benefiting more than you guys? If you benefit and John Russell. Let's just benefit. You see? What one in the post that Sunday? Did you see those posts?
Where's Sunday post? That way?
So hey, so the baby mama. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a man up for an post that show this year? Look, Mother's Day.
Still saying it.
Because now we don't base things on feelings. That's why look in.
Back then they used to suffer because they used to go to the mines. I'm gonna say Mahutama, that's the first thing. Also, I mean, you need to go to school. May the grandmother passed away. She didn't go to school.
There was no school back then.
So that's why
there was no school back then.
So it's not my problem. Thinking could benefit and then it turned against you guys.
Mabunu ya khale wa mativa wo mabunu
me futhi anakhuluma yamabhunu like
futhi saba kokono we swa mabunu khala mama kanjani mabunu mofika makuteka vungala kuyamayeni le ufika utlakla xikontiri uxiveka la.
Why making it a problem?
I'm not making it your problem. Where you told me could men benefit more than women, Mara, I'm showing you the struggles that men go through. Which that's why look Nikombi shit you say one. Show me one thing that you say I benefit more than you guys. Well, you guys have always had a fresh life.
Okay.
Soft life.
When it comes to the topic we were at initially, the whole thing they can have sex with a lot of women. I feel like the benefit comes there because there's no way.
Sex. You're talking about sex. Sex is the benefit you're talking about.
There's no way in the world like one woman can have sex with a lot of women and it's called a sly or whatever. I don't know.
So that's the benefit you're talking about. That's the benefit you're talking about. That's the benefit. I'm going. I'm leaving this conversation. It's over. If that's the benefit that you're talking about, I'm leaving this conversation.
That was the topic.
But you cannot say we benefit. Okay. Well, as a woman, you want to have sex with a lot of men. That's how you feel you'll be benefiting.
I want equality.
Is that what you're telling me? You want us to be equal. You want to go around and sleep with a lot of men. Is that what you want?
I'm not gonna talk anymore.
Is that what you want? No. Hell no. And those things that you're advocating for, right? These things of sleep, I don't think that you do it. You don't even do those things, but you want to advocate for them.
You don't do them. Listening to me since the comments.
Because your argument is no, man. Your argument is not there.
Even now.
Okay, Mary. ayikhulumi mina weshishi ayikhulumi mina weshishi
ungakhulumi ishilo then utlula mina kukhuluma lesi ukhuluma kahle
hayi
I'm still saying
meshisha
if
but
okay
if
let me
ever
end the live
talk
once because you're not giving me a chance to talk. You're not giving me a chance to talk. Ukhuluma one. Me, I'm not saying that women have to sleep around. What I'm saying, Baba Nona, if ever they think women sleeping around is them not respecting themselves. Nabo vini, they should practice what they preach. No, don't go around sleeping with women and then you come here and you want to act holy. I'm not saying women go around and sleep with a lot of men. I'm saying if ever a man says today, because that makes you guys sluts. Now where don't go around sleeping with a lot of women. That's what I'm saying here. That's what I'm actually saying. At least, look, if you want to bring respect to this whole thing, now what respect as a man. We're sleeping around.
So you mean I won't try to pin anything on the people that you're dating or whoever you're dating or anything like that. On this is Marame, what I know, a man is a man and it's never going to change. That's what I'm going to tell you.
In your mind, guys,
a man is not in my mind. Not in my mind. A man is a man. A male is a male. He's never going to change. A male is a male. He's never going to change. No matter how maybe you don't see what's happening. A male is a male. Where the benefits without kurma because it's sex.
Respect.
Sex, yeah, sex.
Respect. Because, okay, here's the thing. For whoever was in the debate on the comments, you know where I'm coming from. It's not entirely, it's the respect that you guys are speaking about. Because even the thing, the caption is talking about respect. The respect that comes with you guys saying that, I don't know how to say it, but the respect that's behind the whole sex thing and everything that has to do with it. Because that was the topic initially. If ever you're on this live, you can leave the live, go to Zell's post, and then you read. Because now you're making it seem as if I'm saying that, okay, even us women who also want to have sex.
We want to have sex with a lot of. That's what you said. That's what you said.
Also, I'm talking about the fact that we need to understand that if ever you guys have a lot of sex, now I'm respect. Me personally, I won't sing.
I understand you. Cement, okay, sharp. Men aniel noen. Anlegeleni. Aniali. Men we uri. Na ina hit respect as babanu. Na meni mo na we. Majita. If you're on this live, let's respect ourselves as men.
Yeah, that's the whole topic. Because now when I bring in sex into this whole thing, you're turning it and leaving the people on the comment are saying, oh, make a better example, not sex. I'm talking about respect linked to the whole sex.
Marawa, that's the thing that when I asked men benefit more than women, right? So show me show me the thing that you're saying we benefit more, and you brought up sex.
Because that was the topic.
Didn't you bring up sex?
I thought you still understand. Or maybe we'll make a topic.
Okay, and you talk. We spoke about sex. I benefit more because it's sex, right? Because of sex, because we can be able to have sex with more than one partner. Okay. That's how we benefit, and we can never be called sluts or everything or anything and stuff like that. The respect part comes there. Do you know the ratio? Who is supposed okay, well, Iman, okay, who is supposed to have sex with the other women?
I don't know.
Because women, there's 10 times more women than men on the planet.
Okay.
Who is supposed to sleep with the other women if we don't do it?
I don't know.
Who is supposed? You don't know. You don't care because
as I said, sometimes I just say I don't know to something I feel like it's a dumb reason because I feel like it's
not a dumb reasoning. It's kind of dumb. It's not. Well, okay. If you are able to have a boyfriend, you feel like someone else shouldn't have a boyfriend because where you have your own boyfriend, you feel like someone else is not allowed to have a boyfriend.
Like the woman you're talking about, first thing first, you're arguing there are a lot of women who probably cannot get sex and all that. It's fine. First thing first, I'm who are taken in the world. Second thing,
Mara,
they are heterosexual. Some are homosexuals, but not some, most. So that's all who argue.
I can argue that. I can argue that. I can argue that.
Heterosexual men and heterosexual women.
I can. But heterosexual is somewhere so she's. I'm gonna heterosexual.
I'm talking about something that exists now. I'm not gonna talk about something that exists.
So, but as I'm saying, there is more women than men. That's what I'm saying, and that's something that you will never change.
It's fine.
Are you going to change that? So, we are
that's something we'll never.
So, are you heterosexual or are you homosexual or are you?
You also need to. Please make real life examples. Don't make things based on.
Is it not? Because women are more than men on the planet. Isn't that a real example? Because am I lying?
Do you understand?
Am I lying now?
Do you understand with those other women, they're homosexuals? Have you guys done a survey?
Do you understand that those other men are also homosexuals?
Have you guys done a survey to compare heterosexual men with the number of heterosexual
men? We don't have. You know what we know? Is that women are more than men, and we know that there's a I'm not no disrespect to people who are heterosexuals or gays or whatever. But I think I only know, let me say, three lesbians. I think I only know maybe three lesbians.
And also consider the fact maybe you guys can compare.
And call me bush bagridge, man. Some bush bagridge, some canoe.
Because you can follow what I'm sort of some Pumalang.
Man, Kurma canoe, Lamenu, Makako, Alamenu, Makako. I only know of 3 lesbians. All of the other women that I know are straight.
And all of them are dating men from Akonuk, according to you.
I don't know which men are they dating or what's happening, but I just know that they are straight. So, and I know that there's a lot of women than men. The ratio is 10 to 1, and it's always it's not going to change. It's not going to change. To you, it's dumb, but to me, it's practical, and we can see.
The whole thing, people's sexuality, and also
sexuality just went down. How many lesbians are watching this live right now? If you are, let's say this. Let's do this. How many lesbians and gays are watching this live right now?
I don't want to bring people sexuality.
Let them raise up their hand or comment. I'm lesbian. Or
some people are not even out yet, so I'm not gonna think.
Oh. So whose problem is that? Whose problem is that?
You're the one raising the
it's not my problem. If you're not out and you're hiding, then it's not my problem.
One of that mentality.
It's not my problem. It's not my problem. That's why look, man. How many gay people are watching this live right now? I'm sure all of the people who are watching here are straight. Because there's no one who can say even if you are gay, I'm sure maybe we one or me too. But the rest.
But it's not like
straight. And you find that
opinions, your opinion.
It's not according to opinion.
Are you looking into the world? What's happening? No. And that's what I'm telling you now.
So you are trying to tell me there are more heterosexual people than straight people. Is that what you're trying to say?
When surveys are done to find out how many people are in the world, the gender, whatever, it's only female and male. They don't consider the whole thing.
Exactly. Exactly. That's when we take it back to the basics.
Finish at this live. You don't listen. You don't even.
That's when we take it back to the basics.
Okay, maybe you can talk.
Because you're explaining.
Okay, I'm not.
You're explaining is not.
I'm not gonna talk anymore.
NR, I'm shy. I'm shy. I'm not shy. It's not ever going to be respectful for a woman to go around sleeping around with a lot of men. No one is ever going to respect it, not even your mother. Even if you can call your mother right now or anyone, if if we
It's the
can let
mind.
Banbani ayetlela nawo vanuna, is she going to
Who's one?
respect
You
that
even
now?
allow me
She's
to
not.
talk. One.
She's not.
You can
I
keep
know we are
talking.
ending the live right now.
You can
It's
keep
my
talking because I was
conclusion.
still explaining.
It's my conclusion.
You didn't even get what I
Man, I'm
was
just
wanting
saying.
to say. You didn't even get what I wanted to say.
I think we spoke a lot. I think we spoke a lot.
You didn't even get
We
what I
spoke a
wanted
lot.
to say, G. I mean, I'm still saying,
I think we
in as much as surveys can be done, but it's female and male, people's sexuality differ. So we cannot say men
now
have
put a sexuality
women because there are a lot of women in
sexuality
the world.
differ. But how many gay people do you know? How many gay people do you know? How many lesbians do you know? That's what I'm saying. How many? You know a lot of straight people.
I know a lot of lesbians. If you want to say that,
you know a lot of lesbians.
Some they're not even coming out because of.
And I'm not saying it's wrong to be lesbian.
Because of people like you. It's giving small vibes.
How am I? How am I? I've never said being lesbian or being gay is wrong. I'm just saying they do not outweigh straight people. Straight people are more.
You guys are selfish beings, and you need to understand that. You need to understand.
Selfish beings, how are we selfish?
And I'll keep saying it.
How are we
selfish?
How are we selfish?
Because though you're not getting it, but you want it.
You see, leswinene swa koho, you leswinene swi kumi n'we ntsena. You see leswinene leswi tlanga swona. Because you're the only ones who are getting leswinene.
You cannot want me to respect you when you don't even respect people's sexuality. What is that? I mean, like, what
are you saying? Do you guys hear how she's trying to flip my things?
I'm not flipping anything.
She's trying to flip what I have said.
I'm not flipping anything. Because every time I bring in the whole sexuality.
Did you hear me say?
You want to brush it off.
Did you hear me?
I'm still saying.
Did you hear me say? Did you hear me say that I have a problem with gay people or lesbians?
Just shows,
Do you hear me say I have a problem with gay people or lesbians? Did you hear me say that?
You don't have to.
I don't have to say it. You will assume. You will assume, right?
I'm not assuming.
Because women always make assumptions. Because women always make assumptions because you base everything on what? On feelings. And right now you see that you are losing the argument. So you're actually feeling a little bit heated.
It's like you're not in a discussion actually. You're fighting to win. I mean, I'm
not fighting to win. I'm giving you facts. There's no fact that you gave me here.
I don't know.
There's no fact that you gave me. The moment you try to flip someone and say they said something that they did not say, it shows that you are losing and you're trying to cover it up. I'm not in a competition. I never tried to flip anything that you said.
You don't allow me.
I've never tried to flip anything that you said.
Second thing,
did I flip anything that you said?
To your so-called fact, you're brushing it off. I'm still saying, even if you said that.
How am I brushing? Did I say I have a problem with gay people and lesbians?
Still, those women, it's not all of them who are sleeping with me.
Ma?
Okay?
Oh, hey, so, but I have a problem with gay people here. And I mean, I have a lot of gay friends.
Oh, I think I once wrote on that. You cannot say you cannot say you don't have a problem with gay people because you have gay friends. It's like saying you don't have a problem with black people because you have black friends as a white person. It doesn't mean that you're not racist. You can still be racist even if you have black friends, even if they're 10.
Gender things. Yeah, I'm very careful. It's just that someone is trying to flip what I said because they are losing the argument. That's what I'm saying. You know when someone loses the argument, they try to flip and say that you said something that you did not say. And I did not say that. I don't think if someone can go back to this live, they will find somewhere where Zyle said, man, I don't like gay people or I don't do it. She's trying to flip it. But it's not a problem because everybody was watching. Everybody knows what we were talking about. So I don't really have a problem with that. You cannot tell me that I have a problem with.
I'm gonna stick to that. Cheating is selfish, and you brought the whole thing. Your supposed fake because there are a lot of women in the world as compared to men, and I'm still saying those women that you're talking about, not all of them are straight. So if you want to bring.
So if that's the argument, then you are right.
I'm not
Most people
right
are
or wrong. It's
heterosexual.
just a fact. I
Most
don't
people
know
are
if I'm right.
heterosexual, and it's wrong to. But
I feel like I
it's
don't care
wrong
if I'm right or
to.
wrong in this case. Yeah, in this case, because that's the fact.
No.
We have lesbians, we have people who don't want to have sex, nje, but people who are not dating, and
So
then
that's why you think it's
so
wrong. It's wrong for.
ungekulu
Where were those arguments back then?
ungekulu kuva vanuna vafane vachita makuna vavasati vakutala. I'm still saying it again. I think I'm saying for the 10th time. It's a dumb reason. It's very dumb.
It's not.
It is.
It's not. Matter if it's facts,
Dumb.
it's facts.
It's dumb.
If it's facts,
Fact
it's
based on
facts.
what?
There
Based
are
on
more
your ratio.
based on the world, because there are more women than men. So who is
And those
supposed to sleep?
women, some of them, they're
Who is supposed
lesbians.
to sleep with the
Some
other
of those,
women? Where come who they will
oh,
sleep with
this
themselves
guy,
because they are lesbians.
must read.
The reason why a lot of women turn lesbian is because there's not enough men. That's why women turn lesbian.
They told you that? Did they tell you that?
It's because there's not enough men. I need to
Let
wear this
me
one so they will
tell you
sleep
this.
with themselves. Because we are
Heterosexuality.
I'm saying things that you said. I'm talking about things that you
I didn't
said.
say women are lesbians because
But when you said they'll sleep with themselves, right?
don't
You
instill
did
your
not.
mindset.
I can go back to the live. Logo, you Umala,
You
don't
can
delete
go back.
this
I must say
video.
that.
Don't delete the video.
I
May I record everything? And for now, I'm going to try to vula swilo swa ku me andi swi vulanga. No problem, not gay. Where did I say that?
your actions show that, Nje. Your actions.
I show that.
I mean, like I cannot bring in homosexuality and then you want to brush it off and you claim that you don't have a problem with it. Maybe you
To me,
don't
it
have a
does not
problem,
count
but
because
your actions say
it
otherwise. No,
to me it doesn't count.
I'm not in your
Me ti
mind.
exista me
So
kurtirin kawe.
I'm telling
I
you
don't
what I
really mind.
telling you what I
For
see.
the actions to you how they come off.
Mm?
I don't actually care.
You don't
For
have to
how do my
care.
actions come off to you?
You don't
Because
have to
man,
care.
I know
We're not
myself. I
debating.
know
I'm telling you
myself.
what I saw, Kawe. Whether
Oh,
you
so now
don't
it's a
care about
debate.
it.
So now it's a debate.
Oh, and you
Now
think
it's a
that's why you
debate.
made it seem. That's what you said. You said you want to win.
And our good night.
No, because some people are dumb, Shem. It's a pity. It is a pity. Busy and it's a pity, Shem. Guys, sometimes you need to. First thing first, you cannot say that you're talking facts when you're just talking from your own opinion. Nje. I'm still saying it, Shem. Now I'm reading comments because I want to answer people. And there are many people who are not having sex because of disability, or some is their choice. And that ratio, it didn't state whether more males or females are having sex or not. That's the thing. That's what I was trying to tell you. You cannot say there are a lot of women in the world than men, and that's why men are cheating. While you're not considering those women, some of them they're not having sex, some of them they are, as much as Warren say that some of them are disability, some of them are homosexuals. So that's one who there's absolutely no way. No, people are turning into lesbians because that's what they want and they don't want to deal with dicks. You making your opinion sounds like facts. That's the whole thing. I don't know. Bring loud. Lord, being loud doesn't mean you are saying something valid. That's the whole thing, also. I'm reading people's comments. That's why I'm still here, by the way. There's something about people, and I think I once posted this. Social media, people have made that thing, instead of wanting to learn, they want to win in everything. Of which is, I don't know if it's wrong or right. Because now I don't like, I feel like for social media, it should be a platform to learn. So if ever you want to bring things from the past and want to bring facts that don't even make sense, you're not willing to learn. People are not willing to learn. You'll never learn, Belinji. And there are a lot of comments that I missed. There are a lot of comments. I didn't see them. Who else commented? Maraveli, ratio of men to whatever. That one, I'm still sticking to it. The ratio of men to women, saying that men have to cheat because there are a lot of women in the world. That's dumb. If ever you're a man and you're here and you support that, I just want to tell you that you're dumb, because it means that all resinji. And also to consider Vanalava Avaringa, some of them they're not even like the same age. Like some people are like 70. Some, like, you cannot compare a 70-year-old woman to a 20-year-old woman. Actually, a 70-year-old man and a 20-year-old woman. Those people, in most cases, they're not dating. So that's the only way. It doesn't make sense, Nji. It makes sense, like this whole setup. It makes sense. Joy. Lol, as much as women I'm 7, remember sex was invented to bring more humans. So some women can't even give birth, and some are lesbians. And on top of that, men have sexual intercourse with each other. So I feel like cheating is not about stats. Men are just selfish. Your marker HIV spread and go back then because sleeping around wasn't seen as huge problem. Women back then just tolerated bullshit. That's the thing. I still say, Inji. I want a comment that opposes this whole thing. I still say the whole ratio, yeah, women to men, that's why men cheat. It's dumb. It's dumb. And I've heard a lot of men saying that. Just sometimes I just keep quiet. I'm like, bruh, you're dumb for saying that. Considering the things that are happening in the world, G. Busy promoting unmanly share, love like the sexualist thing. Mara, a bunch of white men created a thing. I don't know. I don't care. Because if I look, that's why look me like this whole life. I wanted it to be like a thing Yaku is teaching people, because unge you cannot, how can I say it in a respectful way? You cannot say that you unge argue in a way you don't consider homosexuals when it's something that's there. When you're just imagining when you know very well that those things are there. So that's why it has this dumb thing in it. You're not considering what's happening in the world today. When I just want to argue, let's look at what's happening now. Don't be ignorant. You can't be that ignorant, Jay. It don't come. Who would want to be married by a girl from at Oh, the comments are killing me. Maybe I won't marry a guy who are sleeping around with women. Exactly. I dumped my ex because of that very reason. I don't know. Aku respond sleeping around is a choice. Some don't want to be called men enough. They choose to enjoy what they see fit. I think these ones were responding to each other. That's why, like, I don't understand the comments. Not sure if he's speaking facts or the fact that is funny makes it sound if he's speaking facts. I don't know. Also, that our men will continue to have sex as much as we can. A lady that go around sleeping is a slut. Who on earth would want to marry a bitch? That example is null and void. We don't know and we don't care. And also, not every woman wants to get married. I feel like that's another thing you guys are not considering. But there are gays too. So that's the thing. People, there are men and women, yes, but the sexualities differ. So there are a lot of women more than men. Damn reason. I still say this guy's not saying sleeping around doesn't make you a man enough, and not every guy sleeps around. Yeah, that's the thing. Because most guys who sleep around, they think every guy is sleeping around, which is a damn thing. I'm still saying this thing. It's dumb because they like generalizing on stuff that's not even true. Oh, this one is too long. I feel like women are more privileged because men were the ones to promote this at the first place. True. I mean, our mothers back then used to stay at home, groom the children, prepare food and everything while men went out there to make money. Our mothers wanted to go to school and get employed. I'm sure they wanted to do everything men. Yeah, okay. Men say, what's wrong with my vision? Everything men said men can't do. Now that we have voices and can do everything. Men said we can't. Now they're struggling to put up with their bullshit. I mean, they wanted to control us. That's another thing. I feel like that's also a topic that we should also focus on one day. Ooh, back then, that's why Njelile died when he was on the live, because that was the thing initially. There were laws that were placed, and these laws, in some, in a way, I did benefit abanuna, and then now it brought things up. Oh, abanuna, abanga benefit because they were suffering and all that. That's why I just ended up keeping quiet because I was the only one talking in most cases. But I'm still saying, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that men are villains in this whole thing, or we're in the right side of things and all that. I'm saying that laws that were back then, and those people were like us, and not all those laws are kahle. And I feel like it's time today to enjoy those things and that and those kind of mindset. Ungestika struck in the past, those damn things. They were not even like created by God. Men are not necessarily the same. True, men are not the same. There are good men, there are bad men, there are respectful men, there are disrespectful men. It goes without saying, G. My dad has never cheated law, so NR says a point. Get a better example to use, not sex. I guess you heard that part. There are a lot of comments, guys. I can't read all of them, but oh yeah, it's fine. It's on, yes. After listening to this conversation for 20 minutes, I say that the guy lacks respect when it comes to social communication, as seen by his refusal to give the opponent a chance to speak or his lack of respect for the opponent's beliefs. He also does not speak from facts, but rather from what that? I don't know that word. I need to research it. What are you, guys? But implies information that he has gathered. Because he uses pressured speech and speaks with confidence, he sounds as if he's presenting facts. With regard to the lead, I believe she speaks more about current events but fails to integrate it with historical records. True, but in the end, they were both expressing their views based on their personal experiences and comprehension of current events. That one is very true. That Ranzu. I songa. Yes. So that's the whole thing. To sum it up before I end the live, this whole thing, when the live started, it was initiated by Zyle. It started because we wanted to discuss this thing like fast of all, because we were in the comments talking about the whole thing about, and then it was like, let's go live. I wanted it to be a thing what you call it. I wanted it kuba a topic people are gonna learn from. Also, people to voice out how they feel and how they also that like based on their personal experiences, based on the knowledge they have, whether it's current knowledge or anything that is linked to history. So those are the kind of things that I wanted us to point out. But what I observed from the live, I'm not saying that I was on the right side or whatever, but what I observed is that Zal was like more fighting to win rather than to teach me whatever he knows, because it's like was enforcing his beliefs on me, and I mean I don't allow that. People who have me on social media, they know that I would never allow you to enforce whatever you know, because we come from different families, we come from different backgrounds, we come from different races, religions, and all these things. You guys get it, and it's not possible for all people in the world to believe in the same thing. It's not possible for all people in the world to understand things the same way. And that's why even if there are debates in the world for years, centuries, there's always gonna be that thing. Some people won't change whatever they believe in simply because we people are not the same. So I just feel like sometimes whenever there are debates like this, you need to point out your beliefs without enforcing them on the other person. If ever, like now, let's say there's a Christian and a Muslim, that's a practical example. Ninge for a Muslim go ask believe simply because now I'm a Christian. No, I can just explain how things are done on my side, what I believe in, maybe, yeah, those kind of things. But I cannot tell the next person, please live like this. No, that's not the way to do things. Mina, that's my opinion to sum everything up. If ever you have a discussion with a person, stop wanting to enforce your beliefs on that person. It's not gonna work out. It's just gonna end up in a debate that's out of hand. So yeah, that's basically it, guys. Thanks for joining. See you next time.